Good morning from Punta del Este. I'm in Uruguay. I woke up this morning to a really sweet invitation from my friends Eric and Diego, and it said this: "We're going to X Beach for lunch. Would you like to join us?" And of course, the monkey mind that suffers from FOMO says, well, nothing you're doing is more important than saying yes to a beautiful invitation to go to a beautiful beach with your friends. And the other side is saying, you're feeling happy, rested, creative, and inspired, and you should just enjoy this moment and catch up with yourself. So, which is it? We all have those moments when we don't want to miss out. We feel like we should push ourselves and say yes. Yet there's a part of us that is just happy where we are. And in my case, I've been moving a lot and I haven't had enough quiet. I haven't maintained some of the things that really ground me. And somehow, for some reason, I'm feeling like I'm in that moment when I'm finally catching up with myself. And so I texted back, I think I'm going to take a pass. I think the reason I'm sharing that with you right now is because I know this is a busy time of year. And it's when many of us start to feel anxious about all of our commitments. And I think oftentimes it comes down to how we frame for ourselves the saying yes or saying no. And of course, that question, when you're saying no, what are you saying yes to? In my case, I'm simply giving myself permission to catch up to myself. I want to close today with something I wrote down from this lecture series I'm listening to with the poet philosopher David Whyte. And the subtitle is Freedom from the Distracted Mind. And here's what he said: "There's something about the ability to love your own solitude and the beingness in that solitude that has everything to do with your own sense of freedom." And he talks about this moment when maybe we're free to do whatever we want in the day, but when we wake up to our own to-do list and to our sense of being besieged by the world, we're really not very free at all. We're almost always bullied by our own minds, by the distractions of our texts and our emails, and the constant pseudo responsibilities that we're generating for ourselves. And he ends by saying this: so the ability to say no to things, the ability to say no to everything that is not a powerful, joyous yes, this is a very powerful path of freedom to take. I like that language, pseudo responsibilities. In fact, during this lecture, he was talking about the difference between what is our real responsibility, what is our real work, and how we can distract ourselves from our quiet core when we take on things as responsibilities when really they're pseudo responsibilities. Those are the very distractions he's talking about. So, yes, I'd say today, by saying no to lunch, was about loving my own solitude and about this sense of freedom, enjoying my own sense of freedom. Maybe saying no is in fact saying yes to what's really calling your heart. And that could just be gathering yourself and finding your quiet, finding your way back to your core. Because when we're distracted by all that busyness, we don't really show up in our full presence. And of course, that is the ultimate gift, showing up in our full presence. I can't imagine that in this busy time of year, there isn't someone out there who needs to hear that today. Until next time, from my heart to yours.